Hi, I am Noah. I work for an international company and I spend most of my time traveling all over the world, but I've always suffered from sleep deprivation due to burnouts and problems at work. One day, I had a meeting in Delft and I decided to stay in Westcourt Hotel, where I discovered a solution for my insomnia. Somnox Sleep Robot. It is a soft robot that lowers breath rhythm and plays soothing sounds. I find it perfect for people like me who cannot sleep properly. That's why I'm investigating the story of the company. It all started, like many other things, with some research. 4 TU Delft students who suffer from sleep deprivation had the great idea of applying their knowledge in robotics to solve the problem. That's how they started developing the first ever sleep robot. Their first prototype was a rough wooden robot. It had eyes and was not ready at all. At this point, the main barriers they faced were suppliers and customers' availability, but they didn't give up and they moved on to the opportunity framing stage. Thinking, seeing, and acting entrepreneurially was essential in this early phase. They were highly motivated to solve the sleeping problem in a way that would have changed the market they were heading to by innovating it in a disruptive way. It all began by becoming part of Yes Delft. Growing as a startup allowed them to introduce their product to Oping, which ended up in a valuable partnership, and to launch a Kickstarter campaign raising around 200,000 euros. After having conducted researches on total and service addressable market and having recognized more opportunities in a still big obtainable one, they focused on an approachable beachhead market, such as luxury hotels. The first one was Westcourt. Their target end user was a businessman staying there and looking for better sleep. Well, yes, I am their persona. In order to identify me, they built an empathy map, where they defined my pains and gains, as well as my perception of the problem. At this stage, their goals were to empathize with me and to know my needs. Later on, though, the startup needed some reorganization. Thanks to the money collected via Kickstarter, they could start manufacturing their robot, but not everything were good news. They ran into certification problems and they were forced to return to design phase. At this time, the main barrier towards the large-scale diffusion was an institutional one, and they weren't expecting it at all. Nevertheless, they managed to overcome this phase thanks to the help of Oping and some prizes won in different competitions. Changing the faulty materials and restarting production helped the company to reorientate after the first issues and to manage to get the product approved by March 2019. After more than 1 year after the launch of their campaign, Somnox was ready to ship all pre-orders. Having their product certified and therefore available for the mass market, Somnox could finally look for new partners and customers. At that time, in fact, the lack of those was their main issue. After only 3 years of life, Somnox finally got to the stabilization phase. Thanks to their continuous growth in terms of sales and to the never-stopping development of the product, they managed to enlarge the team up to more than 20 people. Now, according to the business model canvas they outlined, the company is able to create value alongside with key partners such as Oping and Westcourt Hotel to deliver it to customers by opening different channels and to capture the value they create by having diverse revenue streams and by trying to reduce production costs. The evolution of the product shows 3 main stages, where it should be highlighted the 2 possible paths for the ongoing stabilization phase: developing the actual robot or going for a radical new version. To do so, they're thinking about moving to Rotterdam, where they can get in touch with a new network and attract new talents. Amazing, right? I really hope Somnox will succeed in their mission of making the world sleep better. Well, with me they already did, and it's only thanks to them that right now I can enjoy a good night rest. I hope you can as well. Good night.